Well, a very good evening and welcome to Sandy Park in Exeter for this beauty in Pool C of the Rugby World Cup between Namibia and Georgia. Namibia looking for their first win in any Rugby World Cup. Georgia still chasing third place in this pool and automatic qualification for Japan in 4 years' time. It is a very pleasant evening down here in the southwest of England. The weather has been rather lively over the past couple of days. Lots of rain, so things a little bit soft underfoot, but the pitch looks near enough perfect. A wonderful playing surface, and we do hope for a very, very entertaining game. So it will be not Mamuka Gorgodze who leads out Georgia for this match, but David Zirikashvili in his final international. And he really is the embodiment of Georgian rugby, brought forward, a man who will not go backwards, but is so impressive and powerful in the scrum for club and for country, for Clermont and for Georgia tonight, and he will lead out Georgia for this final pool match for them. Zirikashvili stands ahead of his captain Mamuka Gorgodze. Gorgodze letting his prop lead out the side today, and Namibia happy to do so as well. It's things the brotherhood of rugby. They will understand and appreciate that this is in a way a big moment for David Zirikashvili. So both Namibia and Georgia let Zirikashvili step out alone for what will be his final international match. The 31-year-old Clermont prop winning his 53rd cap. And it comes to an end for Zirikashvili here in Exeter at the Rugby World Cup. And now both sides getting ready for this match, which both sides will believe they can win. For Namibia, it's a search for a first World Cup victory. For Georgia, a chance to secure automatic qualification for the next World Cup in 4 years' time, and perhaps to show once more that they might be worth a place at a grander table in Europe. But Berger will enjoy the big stage again, as will Gorgodze. As will all the spectators, 12,000 or so inside Sandy Park, right down in the southwest of England at Exeter. And Prince Harry and Bill Boland among those watching on. So it's a grand stage for these two to play on. And it's time for the anthems.
Please be upstanding for the anthems of Namibia and first Georgia, accompanied by the University of Exeter Choral Society.
Sound of Tavi Supleba. Freedom is the name of the Georgian anthem around Sandy Park. Now for Namibia, land of the brave. important to all these players here at Sandy Park in Exeter, as if it were a World Cup final in front of 80,000. We're just about ready. So this is the way that Namibia line up, and again on the flank in that pack, it is Jacques Burger, the Saracens man, who will lead by example. And for Georgia today, such a powerful pack, and at the back of it steering things along and leading headlong into the fray, no doubt at times, Mamuka Gorgodze. Look out for Kvirikashvili, a very lively fullback as well. And on the bench today, perhaps just a little bit greater strength in depth for Georgia. Datanashvili is a very, very strong player, and Mamakashvili, the sail hooker, as well, will feature at some point. But Jacques Burger, whose face tells 1,000 tales of so many, many games and battles.
Let's hope we see a great game here. I think Namibia, they fancy their chances against Georgia tonight. There's not a lot between the teams. Georgia are obviously favourites, but it's a game I'm really looking forward to. I think we're going to see two teams having a real go at each other here, playing for various different reasons, trying to get the victory tonight. Namibia never won a game at the World Cup. This is a great chance for them. And then Georgia going home tomorrow, chance to get a second win.
So Namibia against Georgia from Sandy Park in Exeter in the southwest of England. The final match in the pool for Georgia, the penultimate one for Namibia. George Clancy, Irishman, a good man of Limerick, in charge here tonight. And the countdown just about over, and we are ready. And it will be Tains Kotze, the fly half for Namibia, to get us underway. High into the dark sky it goes. And a bit of a mix-up there. Well, that's a mistake, and not quite getting their man up underneath that, and it was Mikhail Tadze eventually came off him, so then there was the offside, and it's an immediate chance for Namibia.
Yeah, it's a great kick-off from Kotze there, and I think there's a bit of a misunderstanding. Nemnadze was about to go up and be lifted, and Mikhail Tadze just hesitated and then knocked it on. It gives Namibia a great opportunity. See, Nemnadze is about to go up, doesn't go for the ball, catches Mikhail Tadze just by surprise.
It's always it always seems one of the harshest penalties, because he almost couldn't get out the way there, and there's also a reflex action as it came off Mikhail Tadze, that the man in front of him, but it's a penalty.
I think everyone on the ground knows, and in any rugby game knows, it's a frustrating one, and because it's not intentional or deliberate. The ball is knocked on and it's played by a teammate, but I think Nemnadze has got to go up with his hands there.
So Tains Kotze, who is closing in on the all-time Namibian points record for the first three. 3 points up there for Namibia. We did think at one point that he was just a single point behind Jaco Kutse's Namibian record, but one of the internationals that he played was against Argentina, an A side in the summer in June, and that was ruled not to be a full international, so he actually needs 11, or needs the 8 now to pass Jaco Kutse. What a good start by Namibia, a bit of a gift from Georgia. And Wanivi, that's what's very similar, as Wanivi went up for it and went over the top of him. And the Georgian winger has been injured, Chedlidze. It looks to be he might have been winded. Gorgodze tries to take it and can't quite get it, and Butler comes in on him. But Georgia have it now. Chedlidze is still down injured, so Georgia, 14 men at the moment. And the clearing kick.
Chedlidze is still down injured, looks to be in a good bit of trouble.
Stop.
That one goes as far as Malagoradze, Lasha Malagoradze sends it high, towering kick. And a little knock-on gives Georgia the scrum, and it's laid back by Bregvadze. A chance now for Georgia to come. And some good work there by Sharikadze, the centre. Georgia with a good position, carried on by Kololeshvili, Clermont flanker. Georgia building steadily. There is Mikhail Tadze, Toulon second row, vast man. Duplessis trying to get hands on that for Namibia, but it's still with Georgia. Now a little dancing wing comes in, Sandro Todwa. But Namibia have the penalty. Georgia coming in at the side, and all their good work undone.
Yeah, and I think it's that man Zirakashvili just coming in at the side. It's immediately blown by George Clancy. A little bit of kicking tennis going on there. A couple of knock-ons. Janči's knocking on from Malagoradz's speculative, easy kick. I think should have caught that. Under a bit of pressure there for Namibia, and just get the penalty. We see the carry here from Tadu, and it's you can clearly see it. Zirakashvili in from the side. No hesitation from the referee.
Yes, his final international, but a rather unwise mistake. It's a huge punt for.
Is he not entitled to take a little shortcut on his last match?
Of course he is. I would say so. Surprised the referee didn't see it that way. Namibian hooker today, Torsten van Jaarsveld for the Free State Cheetahs, a very experienced player. Just can't quite get the instruction heard, so Tinus du Plessis comes forward to whisper in his ear. And it goes to Botma, in number 8. And Georgia shoving them backwards at the moment, though. So being held by the hooker, Van Jaarsveld. Still there for Jantjes, the scrum half. There is Ronaldo Botma again. Powerful charge. And on to Duplessis, Tinus du Plessis, straight into Zirakashvili. Oh, it's a long drop goal attempt, is it, from Kotsa? And it's not perhaps the finest. That was ambitious, speculative.
Yeah, very ambitious. I think it's a long way out there with a lot of pressure. He has no support, so he drops back into the pocket early on. You can see Phil Davies a bit disappointed, wrong option. But great defence from Georgia at the line-out. Namibia actually have a very good line-out with Wanavi. He runs that line-out really well for Namibia. Botma won it. They just didn't get over the gain line at all with that maul.
So it's Kvirikashvili. Sends a rather grubby one towards Alexander Bota. That was kicked forward by Bota, and Bota's in there again. And this one just improvises there, chops it over, and it might work well. And it's lost in Namibia now. What a position they have. Up to within 10 metres in the line, but out they go. Alexander Bota, I mentioned this is his home turf as an Exeter player, and he made the most of that.
Yeah, it's a nice little kick. The Georgians have all the blind side covered off there. Lobanidze just couldn't carry the ball.
2 meters.
Georgia safely gathering their line out, and there is the open side flanker, Kololeshvili. He's a fiery character. Not averse to a yellow card or two. Lobzanidze, the youngster, the scrum half. It's a good clearing kick for touch, and Todwa can't quite get there. He's still not 19 yet. He's apart from the little straggly beard, he does look very young.
It's unbelievable to be playing international rugby at 18. He's a very talented guy, really lively, gets around the park very well. But going back to that previous breakdown, poor decision from Redling Hayes to pick up the blind side, especially after they got the ball back from the kick over. You've got to move that a couple of passes.
Didn't look straight, and it wasn't, says George Clancy. So Georgia, your choice, scrum, he said. Did he have to ask?
Yeah, I can see it. It's very crooked from Van Jaarsveld.
Here's a mark right here.
Very good line-up, Namibia. One of these, a very athletic guy in the middle of that line-up.
Shoulder here.
So not giving away too much weight, the Namibians.
No, they have certainly a few big, heavy guys in that front row themselves. But we know the emphasis Georgia put in the scrum, very, very powerful. They just love the scrummage. It'll be interesting to see this first one.
Stand up.
That went well.
No, we're going to get this sorted very early. You know your slot. Stand to the left. Yes. Don't shift now. I'm looking. Don't shift.
With the meticulousness of the tax inspector he is, George Clancy tells the front rows to exactly what he wants.
Let's go! Let's go, boys! Yeah, that's up your own.
Crouch! Bang! Set!
And Georgia, they are getting the squeeze on, and Namibia buckling the penalty, surely coming now. George Clancy says no play on though, so Lobzanizi takes it, and he's away. Lobzanizi, a little chip for himself to chase. The scrum half down in this, but his opposite number, Yankes, gets it. Oh, and a wonderful little step from the winger for Namibia, David Philander. He saves them, and then the scrum half, Yankes, doesn't quite find his touch. I thought that Mikhail Tadze might have been out there, but he lumbers infield, and Georgia get a chance again. And here is Kololishvili, sends it to Brigvadze, and he gives it on. Support from Chedlidze, and Chedlidze still going, great strength. We talked about it beforehand, and all of that power carries him forward. So Georgia again with a chance. Oh, a little spill from Sharikadze. And it will be a scrum to Namibia, but what chances there. What opportunities for Georgia made by the break by Lobzanizi. I think we've got a bit of an injury, a nasty injury to Berger. And Jacques Berger is in the wars again, and this doesn't look good.
Yeah.
You can see Chedlidze here, 6'4", 108 kilos, just blowing guys out of the way. The big handoff, unbelievable power. It's all power there. That was all started by Lobzanizi off the side of the scrum. What a scrum though from Georgia. Incredible power. We can see the height here. And Redding-Les has just turned in a little bit. Zirakashvili straight through him. It's going so fast, Gorgadze can't hold, and he just makes a lovely little snipe. Had the penalty coming. Good cover back from Jantes. And just caught here straight away. I think Philander was caught there. Massive pressure coming on. They've got to put this one in touch. Look what Tadze gathers, and it's just all pressure coming from Georgia again.
Oh, what a tackle it was from Berger, but he injured himself in the process. It was a big, big hit, which actually brought the move to an end because it really dislodged the ball from Sharikadze. And that's Berger putting his body on the line again.
Unbelievable commitment from Berger. You just always get that. He shoots out, puts everything into the tackle. Let's hope he's okay. He seems to get a slap in the jaw from Sharikadze's hip.
Well, I mean, it stopped Sharikadze stone cold in his tracks, but I think Berger came to a shuddering halt himself, and he's still down on the ground, and great concern. Obviously, we've seen some movement from him, which is good news.
I'm just going to be HIA, okay?
HIA, you heard say there, that's the head impact assessment.
So for a HIA assessment.
So Jack Berger is going to be off for a head impact assessment. But what a break this was. We just talked about in the youngster.
Yeah, good decision, puts the kick in behind. Janches covers back really well. Philander just swallowed up then by... And this is what he does so well. He just loves to step, loves to run with the ball, play with that freedom. Has the penalty coming, takes a little bit of pressure off. You can see Janches covering back really well.
And while that has been happening, Jack Berger is back in the land of the living, sort of. He's going off to be assessed though. I mean, he's talking and chatting away, and he will do everything to get back on there as Kitsov comes on, perhaps temporarily to replace him, perhaps more permanently, we shall see.
We're not having this all.
Yeah, I think that's such a big knock. Okay. I'm not sure I'd like to see him coming back on the field after that. There's been a lot about, you know, a lot of attention around the concussion and head injuries in rugby at the moment, rightly so.
Yes, I mean, I think sense has to come into it, overwhelming any desire, real desire to get back on there. Everyone will want to get Berger back on there. It's one of the more squint feeds we've seen. Boatman gives it away to the supporting man in Delahape, but it's stripped out, and Georgia now with a real chance. Gorgadze flings it out wide, and it's going to be a try! And Todwa gets in for Georgia. All from the turnover, the stripping of the ball, and then Gorgadze and Todwa, and Georgia have the try on the board.
Yeah, and it comes from that man Malagoradzé, strips the ball out of straight out of Namibian players' hands. It's just quick recycling the ball. Gorgodze tracks a couple of players down the blind side. Brilliant work here. Strips the ball out of Dar de la Hap, gets the ball, turnover, quick hands. Nemnadze to Gorgodze. Brilliant little offload down the wing, and great try for Georgia.
Well, Gorgodze just flipping it over, and a big nick to Tadua.
Okay, Sean.
Started with huge pressure in that scrum again. Big concern for Namibia this early in the game. There's 2 scrums and going backward with...
Well, we've got to look at something with a TMO, obviously. So let's have a look. I wonder if the ball went forwards when he stripped it. That you can strip it. I mean, it does go
we're looking
forwards
at
there,
red.
but
Yeah.
Georgie?
Sean Veldsman is the TMO.
Thank you.
Okay, Sean, it's at the other side of the pitch from me there. Can you give me your advice, please?
Sorry, Georgie, repeat. Repeat.
The big screen is at the other side of the pitch from me.
So you can't. My recommendation to you is that you cancel the try.
Okay.
And that you award a scrum to blue.
No problem.
For a knock-on by red.
Okay.
Now,
No try.
No try. You're allowed to strip the ball from someone, but the decision there is it's gone forward.
It's going to be a scrum here to blue.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's. I'd like to see it again, but if you strip the ball, you can see it here. He passes to De La Harpe, and it's in this movement.
Yeah, so in the
it's
tackle,
probably
the
a
ball was stripped
knock-on.
out by your player, so it's a knock-on in a scrum here.
Yeah, he
Just back a
strips
step
it, and his
on
hand moves down on the ball, so it's probably
Sorry,
the
back
correct
here.
decision.
Just back here. Back here.
I think it's the second movement initially, if you do it in one movement, but his hand comes down and just moves it
Over here,
forward.
okay? Just over here, right here.
And that's what the TMO is there for, to make sure that all those tries are 100%, and
Let's get it down the middle now, okay?
to the disappointment of the crowd,
Let's
it's worked well again there.
Okay.
Gorgodze saying that's fine. Don't worry about that, George. We'll score another one soon. Big scrum will come on here from Georgia. It's Namibian ball. Yamke is ready to feed. Well, that was so squinty, it came off
Hold on.
his man's foot and went towards Georgia.
That's collapsed. We'll have it again.
I know that what I find ridiculous about scrum feet are that they will occasionally penalise one, and every single one is absurdly squint. That one
Just
there was so
control
squint
and
it
go
came off
straight.
his loose head
you
foot,
Get the bind up.
or his knee, or his
Bind
arm.
up.
It was just.
I need to see your,
It came off the arm, but
straight.
that looks very, very dangerous what's just happening here, and I'm really concerned about these scrums early on. Raoul Larson is under unbelievable pressure from the far side from Nariashvili.
Crouch!
Huge power coming through from Georgia.
Bind!
This is an examination here of its strength and technique, because we saw that Namibia actually had just about as much weight. A penalty there to Georgia, and the man popping up
No bind for
was Raoul Larson.
And Gorgodze straight to the corner. He points straight to the corner.
Says enough of this. He knows that they have the forward power. All the while, we should remind you, Jacques Berger is having an HIA, a head impact assessment.
Well, he's a huge loss to Namibia. His experience and leadership out there,
Make sure he hits the ground. We'll give you time.
especially in a situation like that. We know what's coming here. Georgia, if they win this line-out, they're going to try and take it down and try and maul the Namibians over the line.
So Yaba Bregvadze goes to his man in
And in 5 line out over.
Mikael Tadze, and here come Georgia, a little breakaway group carrying it on and driving it on, and the line is calling them home. So close to the try. Namibia though get a second shove on, do well there. So Georgia has to try again. The scrum half loves Zanidze, digging it out, but instead leaves it to his captain. Gorgodze slips it on, and Zidikashvili, the prop forward, who's so close now, but a penalty to Namibia. That is a dream outcome for Namibia. How they have survived there.
Brilliant turnover from Namibia.
Hold on, come back here.
Georgia looked like they were in complete control, but Duplessis gets his hand in at the side, and it's kits off at the
Can't take a
end.
little quick tap penalty because the mark is just here. It doesn't come out 5.
Georgia trying to pick and
Just
go
here,
around the
pick up.
side when it breaks down. Gorgodze and Kitshoff does unbelievably well there to get his hands in there, get in that strong position and win the penalty from Namibia. You can see Zirakashvili here. Van Lille makes the tackle, and you can watch in scrum cap there. Number 20, Kitshoff, gets in that real strong position, hands on the ball. And the Georgians just can't clear him out. He's pumped after that one. Brilliant turnover.
Well, it's good work from the man coming on to replace Jacques Berger. Big act to follow. So Torsten van Jaarsveld finds Wanivi.
Mal, done in 5, long it over.
The Georgian pack seems rather cross now. Don't make them angry. Jantjes. That's a steepling kick as well. Underneath it is the winger Tadua, who thought he had scored. Does well there to lay that back. A nice little step from Malugradze. Then off the outside of the boot, he just pokes it forward. And Jantjes, as he sent that out in the full, he has a mistake from the scrum half. So all the way back they'll come. And that might be costly.
Snapped, okay?
Yeah, poor return there. What a tackle from both, man. Tadua, he does well to take it. Great height in the initial kick. Big right shoulder in. Tadua goes backwards. Both went down on top of him. Great covering back from his Georgian support.
So Bregvadze, the hooker, once again goes to his tower in Mikaltadze. And just being held at the back by Kilashvili. And look at this drive they have here. Look at this maul goal for Georgia. Steered by the scrum half.
Zone player.
Who now just pops it to Sharikadze. Lobzanidze. Flings it to Malugradze, and then it all goes a bit wrong.
Offside again.
And Georgia, because of that, offside. And Gorgodze just having a bit of a crossword with his lock forward. And Namibia are being let off the hook here at the moment a little bit.
Let off the hook for sure. Really, really sloppy from Georgia there. Nemnadze just very, very lateral coming across the field. Very, very basic, silly error after getting good, clean ball off another maul. You can see the pass here to Malugradze, just putting a little inside pass. Eyes off the ball, very, very sloppy.
Back here, back.
You don't want to make your captain angry in Gorgodze. Torsten van Jaarsveld, not entirely happy. Having a discussion to the far end of the dinner table, and George Clancy. Wanivi is the go-to man again, and there is Budma. That's coming a little bit high from Kololishvili. It's advantage to Namibia. So van Jaarsveld, and Namibia have a free attack. It was Kololishvili who does fling himself around a bit and can play close to the edge of the laws. And he's gone high.
Okay, shot of goals.
Huge impact there, just goes up too high, but Boatman, big ball carrier, Kololishvili shooting out of the line. You can see the pace he comes up here with. Big right shoulder, he's just too high. What an impact between those two. Straight off the back of the line out, Kitshoff to Boatman. Shoots out of the line, Kololishvili. Just that bit high, up around the neck, very, very dangerous.
He felt the impact himself there as well, Kololishvili, and Milton Haig. He's rather cross. 51-year-old New Zealander. Plenty of experience in Kololishvili, smiling about it. Plenty of experience Milton Haig in England. Played for London Scottish and Orwell in Richmond as a scrum half. So Teans Kotze very much against the run of play here. A chance to give Namibia a 6-0 lead.
Yeah, for all their pressure, Georgia, they could end up being 6-0 down if he gets this.
And he certainly has. A high and handsome from Kotze. Namibia lead 6-0. 17 minutes gone. Now Ollie Cox is down touchside for us. What news, Ollie?
It's good news on the scoreboard for Namibia, but not such good news off it. We have confirmed that Jack Berger is there. As you can see in his tracksuit, he has failed his head injury assessment, which means he will play no further part in this game, which is not good for the talismanic captain and Namibia.
Well, I'm really pleased that Jack Berger, obviously I'm sad to see him go off, such a brilliant player, but it's really important that you send out the right messages around about concussion in the game throughout the world. and he just did not look in a good state there when he went down initially, and a proper decision that he's not coming back on the field.
Gorgodza, well, it took 3 or 4 Namibian players to get the Giant into touch. And he just relaxes for a moment and gives a smile. He's still on the field. Yeah, Jack Burger, hopefully he'll still get a chance to play against Argentina on Sunday in Leicester, as that will be his final international. Gorgodza for a moment was unmoved by Russell van Wyk, but eventually a few more helped him out.
Big gap.
They're after getting a bit of a lift, the Namibians. Van Wyk cuts up straight away, and Gorgodze putting huge pressure on him there. I don't think he felt too much of the impact, but there was certainly a lot of guys around him trying to get him into touch.
Namibia 6-0 to the good, and they've barely been inside the Georgian half, but here they are again. Timus du Plessis spills it in the contact, and then coming with it, Lobzanidze, and a chance for Georgia once more. Carried on now by Kacharava. And they're making good muscular ground. It's by the strong arm tactics. Georgia are coming forward. Neriashvili, and right it goes now to Sharikadze. A loose pass out there, but Gorgodze is there. A bit of subtlety gives it to Nemzadze, and they're locked forward now. In one hand, gives it on to Kvinikashvili. Lovely play from Georgia. Sharikadze looking for support. It's still there if they can get there. But Botsma was back from Namibia, and the number 8 it is who clears. And just as Zidikashvili builds up a head of steam, the referee's whistle brings them back for that Namibian advantage, and they'll have the scrum.
Heartbreaking stuff there for Georgia. Great play, offloads. See Nemzadze getting the hands through. Back into Kvinikashvili, and Sharikadze coming through, and you can just see the hand gets through. It's both when it does really well to get a hand, stop the ball, and then Kvinikashvili just knocks it on.
That could have been a wonderful try. It was the one-handed work by Nemzadze.
Brilliant support line as well from Sharikadze. You think he's going to get through. He's trying the offload. It's actually...
There's a case to be made there against Jantjes, isn't it?
No, I think it's both full back that just got the hands in. No, I think he's entitled to get in there, put his hands in there, and he just stops that pass, and Kvinikashvili just knocks it on.
There is Krisander Botha. You see an Exeter Chiefs player, although has hardly played. He broke his leg shortly after arriving and dislocated his ankle against Canada in November. So it's still really coming back from injury, but has certainly played his part so far. It's hard to believe, though, that Namibia leads 6-0. Their scrum, but in the danger zone again. And the squintest feed you'll ever see. Botsma gives it on to Jantjes. And you see that as well from a side that knows they're under pressure at the scrum. The feed will just get more and more crooked, and George Clancy has to be aware of that.
Yeah, it looked like it was a crooked feed there, but it's a channel one. Botsma is just straight down that channel, trying to get the ball out. And it's Redlinghez who holds up that loose head side for Namibia and gives him a chance to clear the lines. They get some confidence from that.
So Bregvadze again, straight to the front, Mikatadze, and in the spell, so many mistakes from Georgia at the moment. Jantjes gets it away. And a long pass out, and it's a bit loose at the moment, and
no advantage.
No advantage. Referee George Clancy still playing advantage from that knock-on, so Namibia will have the scrum again.
Yeah, it comes the little peel around the front. Kolialashvili peeling around off Mikutadze. Interestingly, they're not competing at the front of the line out. They're allowing Georgia, Namibia are allowing Georgia win that ball easily at the front of the line out. They're trying to force the pressure in, get hands in. And the Georgians trying a little peel around the front of the line out. And Kolialashvili just knocks it on. A couple of little mistakes like that with the ball in hand from Georgia, starting to, I'm sure they'll frustrate Milton Haig.
Let's have a look at this feed here, because Eugene Jantjes knows that his side doesn't have the scrummaging prowess of Georgia, knows they're going to be going backwards. Now, feeds are never exactly straight now from scrum halves, but I think Jantjes knows he's under pressure. The last one was he flung it almost to his number 8. It's Well, I mean, Georgia is piling on the pressure again.
Ball is out. Release,
Ball is
release.
there for somebody to grab, and Namibia still have it just. And Janches it is who clears. And the man who takes it down is the big strong winger, Chedlidze, and Chedlidze still going. Wonderful offload to Kololishvili. Great play again from Georgia through their full-back now. Kvidikashvili gives it out to Todua. And this is wonderful from Georgia. The centre cannot quite get there. Kacharova into touch. But Georgia again so close, and Namibia, well, they're hanging on by their fingernails at the moment. They lead, but Georgia once again menacing.
Brilliant play from Georgia, started by that man, Chedlidze. Unbelievably powerful, takes a step. Great footwork here. He just catches out Van Wyk, and the power through the handoff. Great passes here, great offload support. Kvidikashvili out to his wing partner, Todua.
Okay.
Brilliant tackle from Russell Van Wyk. Not sure he used all his arms there. They could have a look at that again.
Come on, guys.
Now he has the left arm out. Brilliant tackle. And Kacharova.
This is a great rearguard action from Namibia at the moment. They have had 2 penalties, and Kotsa has knocked over both of them, and those are just about the only chances they've had. Johan Evie under great pressure, so it is the hooker himself, Van Jaarsveld, who tidies it up.
No hands off, Fred!
25 minutes gone, and I suppose at least 20 of those minutes have been deep inside the Namibian half. Janches clears himself, and that's a pretty good touch from no particular angle there, but still Georgia will be threatening the 22.
Okay.
Yeah, scrappy stuff from
And the
Namibia
22,
again.
yeah.
They're just when Evie there winning the line-up, but just getting it, doesn't hold on to the ball. It pops down to Van Jaarsveld and a peel around. Just they're finding it very hard to clear the lines.
Well, this time it's not straight on Georgia's part, as Gorgodze took it down. And Georgia are making so many mistakes at the moment.
And they get the choice there, and
Scrum
Namibia,
half.
and they're going
Scrum
back for the
half.
line out.
Inside the 22.
I've seen Squinter. It was just slightly off the centre line, but gratefully received by Namibia.
Hold here.
It's seldom you see that an international team looking to, they have the option of scrum and they go to the line out.
Got in 5.
Yes, exactly. Namibia know they avoid scrums at all costs. Held at the back there by Kitshoff, the replacement for Jacques Burger. We're just joining Jacques Burger off for a head knock, and the assessment has kept him off. Good takedown by Todua. And the winger lays it back nicely.
Back.
But his young scrum half, Lobzanidze, finds Nariashvili. Lobzanidze again to his fly-off, Malagoradze. Deep it goes, and on to Sharikadze. Good footwork by the centre, and Sharikadze now looking for support, and Sharikadze has it alongside him. Kacharova crying for it. Lobzanidze again now. Good play by Georgia. Kvidikashvili trying to find the winger Chedlidze, but it goes forward. It's a scrum to Georgia. Namibia are hanging on for dear life, and a few tempers are fraying.
A little bit of frustration creeping in there. Ball just breaking down again, but Georgia look really dangerous with ball in hand. When they get into those outside channels, they're getting a lot of offloads.
Step back. Step back. Time off.
Kacharova and Shakaradze making a lot of line breaks, getting through those first time tackles from Namibia.
No.
Time for George to step in and calm things down.
Do you think he should be penalised?
In my opinion, what he said to them needs to be penalised
All
straight
right, we'll do that straight away.
Stuart Berry coming
Captain,
in from the touchline, actually.
And I need number 15 as well. 15.
So Kvidikashvili is being summoned alongside his captain Gorgodze, and this is going to be a penalty against Georgia. Something was said.
So you have come into this? You understand English? Yeah. Okay. So you've come into this and you don't need to be there. And you spoke very aggressively to your opponent. And that's going to be a penalty against you. Penalty against you. Now, Captain, there's a lot of tension in the game. I'm going to speak to Blue as well. talk to your team, tell them to turn it down just a little bit.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
I'll give you time now. Do it.
Did you ever speak aggressively
Captain?
to someone, Alan, in your playing career? You can't have aggressive speaking.
Well, what
It's got
else
I
you're
like the way you
supposed to
dealt with
say?
it there, though.
When you're in the heat of battle, it's very difficult out there. But
Okay,
that
so
was
the tension in the game has gone up. You need to speak to your
George
players.
Clancy
I've
handled
spoken
that
to
really
them.
well
I
there.
need to see better pictures from you guys now, okay? You in particular, you just need to calm it down.
a little bit too much tension and needs to be calmed down a little bit.
All right, I'll give you the opportunity to speak to your... No, yes.
Yes, it's a penalty
Give
against
you the
them. Don't worry
opportunity
about
to speak
that.
to your guys. It's for verbals. Yeah.
So the replacement captain, Kitsoff, is on for Berger. Just making sure, first of all, it was a penalty against Georgia. But I love the
It's gonna be a
reaction from
penalty
rugby
against-
players because
penalty
everyone's
against red
so
for number
polite
15,
there once
speaking
George
to his
Clancy
opponent.
decided to
Penalty
speak.
here.
I see Heinrich Smit is coming on for Danny van Fijk in the centre.
Yeah, he took a heavy knock a few minutes ago. Van Wijk.
Well, that was a great position, or would have been a great position, conditional tens for Georgia, because they had a scrum right there, and now Namibia with a penalty.
Yeah, and the discipline is becoming a little bit of an issue. 5 penalties, a little bit sloppy. They've turned over the ball a little bit. They've had a lot of pressure on, a lot of line breaks, and it seems to break down each time.
Well, this is where a goal broke down. Let's see if we can see Kvirakashvili coming in. He's the number 15. Let's see if he comes in and says something aggressive to somebody at some point.
I have a feeling he wasn't involved at all.
Speed it up, Luke. Speed it up.
And then he came running into, I'm going to say something aggressive.
It was Malagaradze initially there. Yeah, I don't think he was there at all. Wrong man.
Shouting aggressive things from 50 yards away. Namibia then with the line out. They really are camped out in their own half here. And over Wanivi it goes. So Georgia do have the attacking chance in any case through their blindside flanker, Kilashvili. Penalty though to Namibia. And as you were saying, Alan, penalty after penalty against Georgia. And they really are costing themselves.
Yeah, they're just making a lot of errors now, and that discipline is just letting them down that little bit. To Kilashvili just making that carry there and just getting caught and turned over, holding on to the ball. Worryingly for Namibia though, it's a great kick. Nimnadze seems to be marking up Wanivi in the line-out. The guy who's running the line-out for Namibia just gets the hand in there. Great tackle from Kitsoff, and Botma gets back up. It could go either way, that one. You could wave it on as well, but
oh, Milton, who would be a coach? Wanivi gets this one down for Namibia though, and again a rare attacking chance for Namibia. They really do want the ball out in the loose. Their attack has not been able to live with the Georgians so far, not going anywhere here. So Yantes fires that back line again. Here's a little run for Daryl De La Harpe. And that's good ground made now. The centre of the half and the legs still pumping and up to within 12-15 metres or so, but it will be a scrum to Georgia. Couldn't get that ball down to form the ruck. Just a reminder that Namibia are looking for their very first win in a World Cup, any World Cup. Georgia looking for 3rd place in this pool to get automatic qualification for the next World Cup.
you can see De La Harpe making the carry there, and Kacharava straight in there. Huge pressure. Malagaradze on the inside just holding him up. He's got to go a little bit lower there. It's hard enough for Namibia to work their way up into the 22 and turn the ball over like that. It's good defence from Georgia.
71% in the Namibian half and just 29. The maths are correct. Fairly simple maths in the Georgian half. Deep inside the Georgian 22 here, but Georgian ball and their scrum is so powerful.
Let's get this study in and we go again.
The scrum I've been most impressed with in this World Cup, the Fijian scrum. We're going home early, but amazing to see the way they're scrummaging now, the Fijian side.
Yeah, it's something that used to let them down before, and people were pleasantly surprised how good their set pieces come.
But you look here at the Georgian pack, and the players from Montpellier and Clermont, Tarbes and Toulon.
No, that's too long. It's too long.
2 from Toulon, 2 from Clermont. and
Scrum option.
French clubs do not sign weak scrummagers. And Namibia right up against it here. Impressive Kitsov, number 20 there in the scrum cap. He's taken over the captaincy. He was captain in Madagascar when they earned qualification last year when Berger wasn't playing. But he's been very, very good on the flank since Berger had to go off.
Very strong player who is experienced in playing with the Stormers in Super Rugby as well. Really good back row player.
See that front row for Namibia already crowding in sideways and buckling in all sorts of trouble there. Penalty surely has to come here, being held at the back. There it is, the arm outstretched from George Clancy. And Namibia, what can you do? You must have played in a few games, Alan, where your pack's really been up against it. I suppose you just do everything you can to avoid a scrum, but sometimes they are unavoidable.
Well, they have to try and get to half time, but Redlinghays there is under huge pressure from Zirakashvili. He's a world-class tight head, but he's just buckling straight out with the hips. And Zirakashvili straight through the middle. It's going to be very, very difficult for Namibia unless they can sort that scrum out, and I'm not sure what they can do. They have an option to bring on Engels or Kutsia.
Well, Kutsia is a man who plays with Free State Cheetahs, and just joined the Cheetahs from Brive, so he's pretty experienced, but might not be entirely down to Redlinghays, but he does seem to be struggling. Carried in that time by Sharikadze again. There's Kololishvili. He likes to fling himself in with gay abandon to every challenge. Malagoradze thinks he sees a bit of space behind Russell Van Wyk. And Van Wyk gives that plenty of distance. Kvirikashvili, fullback, waits for it. And into Van Wyk he goes, and then a bit of a stumble through the challenge. Lobzanidze onto Sharikadze. Mirab Sharikadze has had a powerful game himself, the centre. So Lobzanidze excavates that ball again. Gorgodze, not the prettiest pass to Malagoradze, who in turn wasn't too accurate with his pass. Kvirikashvili, the fullback again, going through. Taken down eventually by Tinas Duplessis. Malagoradze again gets that pass away. There's the powerful winger once more, Chedlidze. Gets it on to Lobzanidze and Malagoradze. Oh, and Zirakashvili managed to get that ball away with the attentions of both. Gorgodze now. Taken down by Heinrich Schmidt.
No.
There's the hooker, takes it at a standstill, Bregvadze for a moment. And the ball seems to have been dislodged there. Namibia's ball. It's a long, long pass. Flung out. And a bit of space there, but Kvirikashvili was scuttling across to cover. And his kick is a mistake out on the full, so it all ends rather well for Namibia there. 5 and a bit minutes to go in this first half. They still lead 6-0, extraordinarily given the way the game has gone, but mistake after mistake from Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia look like they can just make line breaks, and it looks sometimes easy for them, but both with shoots out of the line, putting huge pressure on. They just stand off Gorgodze here. Smith does well, he goes really low on him. They recycle the ball. Big pressure from Van Leeuwen there.
But you need to be careful.
And Kvirikashvili, who started the whole thing with his counter-attack, just overcooks the kick, and it's just those errors and mistakes that are costing him a little bit. That man will be very frustrated, Milton Haig.
Okay.
Another man down injured.
Okay, Sean.
The TMO is going to have a look at something.
We're going to put it up for you.
Yeah, thank you.
So Sean Veldsman, the South African TMO, is stepping in, and it's going to be in the big screen for George Clancy as well. Sit down with some popcorn and watch this, George.
Okay, George, we're looking at a potential hand-off with the elbow by Red 2.
Hands off with the elbow by a Red 2, which is Bregvadze, the Georgian hooker.
Stay wide angle, guys.
Oh, it's a Johnny Cougar forearm smash.
Thank you.
Yeah, definite penalty, you can't do that. Leading with the elbow, quite dangerous.
It's
Heinrich Schmidt who felt it, the replacement winger, centre.
So is it into the neck or the head, Sean?
Okay, Georgie.
Yeah.
Those were all the angles.
Okay, so...
Red 2 leading with the elbow.
Okay.
Cleaning out a blue 23.
Okay.
To the neck.
Okay. Does it look like a yellow card to you, Sean?
For sure, Georgie.
Number 2. Okay. And
for sure, Georgie.
As well, please.
It's
okay,
a yellow card for Jaba
okay.
Bregvadze, a
Captain,
very experienced hooker who walks forward and he knows what's coming.
Number 2. So you've seen what we have seen here, and it's going to be a yellow card against you. No, Captain.
Let's listen to the rest of the
Captain,
chat.
I need you to look at me for a second, please. I need you working with me. I spoke already about the discipline, and now we have this as well. Okay?
Sorry, it was contact.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Okay. No, okay. I'm speaking now. Now, I also had a look at the potential late tackles on your number 10, and I don't think it was late. I spoke to him already. No. Okay. So I need you on my side. Work with your team now. Okay? Can you give me the mark, please, Sean?
Well, I think it's fair to say that Mamuka Gorgodze does not agree with that at all. But
On
George
the halfway line, is it?
stands up to Gorgodze, and Bregvadze is often Georgia are making mistake after mistake, penalty after penalty, but they're killing themselves here.
Way too many penalties, and you know, you can see the frustration from Gorgodze. When you're out there in the heat of the battle, you don't see it that way. It can be difficult.
You're not
he leads with the elbow. It's a clear and decisive lead with the elbow into the neck, head area of Smith. It's a definite penalty and a definite yellow card. But there's a lot of penalties and a lot of indiscretions, and then he has to give Gorgodze a warning. He looks a bit bemused by it. You can clearly see it here. No, very dangerous to lead with an elbow like that into someone's face, and it's something that should not be allowed and has to be stamped out.
Are you going to continue?
I've never seen a picture of frustration quite as much as that of Milton Haig every time we see him, and you can understand because they've had
owned the
everything.
ball. They've had all the possession. They've had the dominant scrum. They've been the ones making all the line breaks. It just seems to break down at the end before they get that final decisive pass, and they end up being behind in the scoreboard.
Well, Nariashvili, the loosehead prop for Georgia, is going to have to come off. So Georgia forced into a change. It's all going wrong for Georgia. They're down a man, they're down 6 points. They've had all the play inside the Namibian half just about. On comes Kaka Asishvili, breathe prop. So it doesn't noticeably make them any weaker up front.
Time back
but Nariashvili, the Montpellier man, is off. Namibia, it's also worth pointing out, have never even led a World Cup game at half-time. And it goes wrong for them there at the line-out. Lobzanidze sends it long and taken in by David Philander. And that has gone out in the full. We've seen a few of those, so mistakes from both sides.
Yeah, really poor mistake from Philander, and there was a huge amount of space in behind. If he just kept the ball in play, it could have easily. Kavirakashvili was way back, no winger there. Tadua was right up on the line as well. There was a huge amount of space and just poor accuracy there.
So Namibia, 6 points to the good, and Velvetias against the Lilos of Georgia. And the line out, fiercely contested, but taken down by Georgia. It was Nzati who got in, and then a spill, a mistake again as it's lost forward and scooped up by PJ Van Lille, the Bayonne second row.
Stay here.
And up she goes from Yantjes. Taken down by Tadua. And Tadua, what a lively game he's had. Good strength, he's not a huge man, but great power and pace. Malaguradze, little chip from the fly half into the space, and how does it bounce for him? Oh, he takes it, Malaguradze now looking for support, can't quite find his man, Sharikadze.
No hands are red, leave it!
Georgia attacking well with 14 men. The ball there for Yantjes though, for Namibia. And little step and away they come. Good work by Delahart.
Okay.
And now the carry by Johnny Redling Hayes, and Namibia have the penalty.
Over here. 17 offside.
Man offside was Asishvili, fresh on the field, the prop forward.
Just forcing it again from Georgia. Malagaradze does brilliantly with the little chip over the Namibian defence. Gathers his ball, gathers the ball back up and looks to offload. Line on his back again.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Just turns the ball over again too easily.
Make sure you don't
And that's been the problem from Georgia. They're just panicking. They're forcing it that little bit. You can see he gathers it here from Botha and Yanchi's putting pressure on and just looks to get the offload out of the line on his back. Wrong decision for Georgia again.
Great takedown by Tinus du Plessis, the open side flanker for Namibia. A little bit of a fumble, a juggle from Dilla Harp, and he's thrown back in a three-man tackle.
Ball's off the ground.
Still there for Namibia, but it's on the ground, and Eugene Yanches, who plays his rugby in Romania under a great deal of pressure, scrum half. So in comes Krisander Botha to play scrum half. And there is Kotze, and he sees the space over the top of Chedlidze, and how well directed is this kick. Just doesn't quite find touch, but Georgia now under pressure from Chedlidze. Oh, wonderful stuff again from the winger. Here comes Chedlidze, using that strength. The game he's had so far. Gorgodze now at a standstill in front of his opposite number, Botma.
Wrong decision from Gorgodze. Should have kept going the same way. Huge overlap there for Georgia.
And George Clancy, in giving the penalty, punched Tamaz Chedlidze in the face. So we'll have a TMO on that. Penalty though, this time to Georgia. And Lobzanidze. That's a good touch finder.
Winger. How dangerous is Chedlidze though? You know, turns back. A lot of pressure from Van Wyk there. Looks like he's going to make the tackle. Van Liel, brilliant handoff. Loves a run, this fella. Very exciting to watch. Great cover and tackle from Kitsov coming across there.
He plays in France, plays for Agen. For a lot of these players, the Rugby World Cup is a real shop window as well. A lot of coaches around the world watching. And Chedlidze really has been outstanding so far. Penalty to Georgia. They might just get some points on the board here before half-time. Gorgodze is saying no, stick it in the corner.
10 seconds, quick.
Got to take it quickly. So Kvitikashvili does just that. And it's a very good touch finder as well. So Georgia, with the last passage of play, will lay siege to the Namibian line.
You can see them all here, and it's Van Yatsfeld's coming in from the side there.
He leapt in from the side.
Yeah, he leapt in from the side, and they were holding up the ball as well. They had a chance to turn that over Namibia.
Well, it's a shortened line out, and the man throwing in now is Kilashvili, because Bregbadze is off. And well, there we go. They've got their hooker in the bin, so their blindside flanker has to do it.
We have to have the line out. We have to have the line out.
And Kilashvili couldn't throw it straight.
That's not straight.
So Namibia want the line out because they can't. I mean, that was.
Yeah, correct.
What a poor decision to kick to the corner and your hooker is off.
Is the line out?
I'd quite like to see that replay again.
Poor decision again.
The Kilashvilis throw into the line out.
Yeah, it's a turnover, and Namibia have chosen again to go with the line out, and the chance to, if they win this, just clear their lines.
And
it's half-time.
Clancy said the line out does have to happen, so Georgia will challenge this. Gorgodze leaping like a madman at the front, and he has taken it down for them, so Georgia have that ball, and they have a final attack in this first half. There's Zinikashvili, a thump as he goes in, and PJ Van Lille. Still with Georgia, deep into red time. Carried in by Nemzadze, attacking with 14 men. Their hooker Bregbadze is still in the bin. Trying to get something from this first half, which is, well, so many things have gone wrong, but they're driving now. Namibia throwing everyone into defence. But here come Georgia for the line. Up for the try. I will look, says George Clancy.
Stu, that's just it. Well up.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see a yellow card here. He's saying it's held up. We're definitely going to see a yellow card here.
Yeah.
And I think it's both, man.
Hold on now. Number 8, side entry.
So number 8 is Ronaldo Boatma.
Yeah, and he's not given a yellow card. It should be a yellow card. Comes in from the side.
So Georgia will just try and go against Zidikashvili. So close but denied a try there, but will it come now? They're doing this with 14 men, but Gorgodze has a strength of 3. Closer and closer they get, and infield they come. Options either side as well, but it will surely just be their forwards. Lobzanidze, the scrum half, having a look to both sides, but Gorgodze scooping it up there. Here they come again, but no, it's lost. Gone backwards though, still with Georgia. 6-0 Namibia leads. 2.5 minutes over the 40 in this first half. Still Georgia come, they're replacing prop forward. Asishvili is in there. This is desperate defence from Namibia, and the winger is crying for it. Chedlidze wants it out wide, flapping his arms. He's out on his own. Lobzanidze gives it to Gorgodze. Gorgodze taken round the neck. The crowd gasp as he's brought down by Wanivi. It's advantage to Georgia. They must score.
Okay.
To the line they go, just short. Still advantage to Georgia.
Leave it, comrade.
And the dive for the line, but not down yet.
Still advantage.
They have to be patient. They have the advantage carried in by Nemzadze, the lock forwards. Still Namibia keeping them at bay by just a few inches. Georgia are short. They still have that advantage. They take a moment to gather themselves. Wide it goes now. Can the backs do it? Not spilled. It's gone forwards. But they're brought back for the penalty. Goodness me, and watching it all, Brigvadze, the man, the hooker who's off for his sin binning. And we're going to look at something else.
Let's take our time here. There's a couple of things to check on here.
Take a couple of deep breaths after that. A lot of things to check on.
Try over here, Roman. Okay. Sean, can you hear that 17 right? Can you just check it
against the post?
Can you just double check that for us, please?
Well, it was when Asishvili, the 17 red, he's saying the replacement prop, see if he got in on the post there.
Here's cynical infringement by 3 blue.
Okay.
Diving over and killing the ball.
Okay.
And it wouldn't have resulted in proper try, but it's definitely better.
Number 3.
Stuart
We also
Berry
had a
coming in
high
and saying
tackle there
that
as well.
Raul Larsson
So I'm going to get
has
a yellow card
infringed.
number 3 though.
Raul Larsson is heading for the bin. It's quite an exciting end to this first half.
Just wait a second here now. So it's a dangerous tackle against you. You need to keep that down. I need you number 3 now for a second as well, okay?
Oh dear, Larsson knows he's in for something more serious.
Stop. Just back over here. Yeah, and then it's after.
See if Asishvili made it to the line. No.
No, Smith does unbelievably well, and they're scrambling so well, the Namibians there.
Georgie?
Yes, Sean.
The ball was not grounded. Okay. But I also have to report to you foul play by Blue 5 for the dangerous tackle.
Okay, I've seen that. I've seen that. I've spoken to him. But I'm going to yellow card number 3 now for a cynical infringement.
So Raul Larsson is off for 10 minutes. It'll be 10 minutes at the start of the second half. Look at the clock, 44 minutes. That final passage of play going
scrum
4.5 minutes or so.
Tight head.
And we've still got to do this scrum.
They've got to get a tight head on now in Namibia, and this is the high tackle. Yeah, it's definitely around the neck, and he's lucky he's not in the bin as well.
Yes, Wanivi.
I think if there wasn't an infringement from Larsson, Wanivi would have been going to the bin for that tackle.
Yeah, okay.
So on comes Giannis Kutsea there, the number 18, so they'll have to lose a back row or
we need
lose somebody.
To go off from blue.
Kutsea, man who played age group rugby for South Africa. I see Kololeshvili, the Georgian flanker, is hobbling off as well. All going on here at Sandy Park.
14.
So they're losing their winger. They're taking off, Namibia are taking off David Philander.
Okay, we can get on with our business here.
So because they brought on Kutsea the prop.
Right so Brevgadze is off, and so we'll see, will Kololeshvili go back. Chedzeladze is going in at the side of the scrum.
Well, he does play back row occasionally, so there you see the winger coming in, and also they've got their hooker on. As you can see, Mamukashvili, the sail hooker.
Stop, please, stop.
You're keeping an eye on all this,
go
huh?
ahead.
it's hard to keep track of everything that's going on at the moment. Andrew, there's players
Tom.
going on and off, infringements left, right and centre. It's a great game, there's great excitement here. There's a lot of mistakes, but brilliant excitement here at Sandy Park.
All right.
I think George Clancy's even lost track at the moment. So, the Georgian hooker, well, the sin binning is over. Bregvadze is coming on. And Kolishvili, who was hobbling off a moment ago.
Here's a mark.
Miraculous recovery, he's jogging back on.
Kolishvili is fine. Prince Harry will be coming on shortly as well, I think. Bill Beaumont will be playing scrum half for Georgia. If Namibia survive this without conceding a point, it will be a miraculous finish to this half. But how they lead 6-0 is astonishing in itself. So suddenly it is Georgia with the man advantage. They were down a man for a while. Lobzanidze feeds.
Have it again, same team.
And the Namibian front row is under all sorts of pressure. They are being driven back like rag dolls.
There's a mark.
Yeah, it's a tough introduction for Coetzee.
The two of you. I need the arm up. Okay? I need the arm up.
He's up against Asiashvili. Of course, Nariashvili's gone off, who was a very, very powerful scrummager from Montpellier. But they just have so many options in the front row, the Georgians.
6 minutes beyond the normal 40 minutes. And down it goes again, and George Clancy is going to have to make a decision soon.
The two of you, 17 and 18, come on.
The
Both of you, I need the bind longer from you, and you, the elbow must come up. You understand? You understand? Show me a better picture. Back here. Back here.
Pope's just nodding whether they understand or not.
Yeah, and it's a tough game. It's a tough night for George Clancy because there's so many of these infringements. There's a lot of stuff going on in this scrum. He's having to blow his whistle a lot. He's done well, there's no doubt about it.
Crouch! Bind!
Must be just about the longest time we've gone past 40 minutes in any rugby match. And Namibia are looking as if they might buckle a while. There's the penalty to Georgia. Will surely just take the scrum again.
In on the angle.
I think Gorgodze knows that a penalty try might be the outcome here after another couple of scrums.
Back a step.
All they have to do is do their scrummaging. All told, with injuries, this half, we've played 60 minutes.
Yeah, it's better on the stability. Look at the shoulders up.
Because we stopped for injuries as well during the 40, so the 7 minutes plus 13 minutes of stoppages, because Berger was down for a while, so we played an hour. We've been on the pitch for an hour.
Bind!
Now Lobzanidze raised to feed this scrum again. Down it goes again. George Clancy is
17.
One more scrum is all he will take, I'm sure.
If you do that again, you'll be sending.
Well, Coetzee cannot afford that. Namibia cannot afford to be down to 13 men. But this is...
No, you just need to bind up here on this side and players driving straight.
It's hard, Alan, to see any way out of this for Namibia.
It's very difficult. And Coetzee plays with the Cheetahs. 3 seasons with Breve, played with Racing as well in 2011, so a lot of experience, and he just seems to be collapsing in every time there.
Yeah. See, I'm watching you too. Okay. Crouch! Bind! Set!
The might of Georgian scrummaging power bears down in Namibia again. Better scrum from Namibia. This one crabs round. What's the decision now from George Clancy? Well, if it's another penalty, that one surely. Is it going to be a card? Yes.
Who does he pick here?
It must be Coetzee who he won, but it's very difficult for George Clancy there to see exactly what's going on. But Coetzee, so Namibia down to 13 men. They've lost 2 front rowers.
Captain. 2 props are off now, so it's going to go to uncontested scrums, okay?
Oh, uncontested scrums.
Yeah, you have to play, but it's uncontested scrums.
But you know what?
That's true, you have nobody else?
Yeah, there's 2 props on the yellow card.
No, correct. Yeah.
I wondered what the best outcome might be for Namibia, and that's just about the best outcome. It's cost them a man, but an uncontested scrum might save them here.
It is the best outcome.
As far as I understand it, they now have 2 props.
Yeah, they have.
In the bin?
They've only got a tight head on the bench, they have no loose head.
Yeah, so that means we're going to uncontested.
Sorry, the other way around.
Yeah. Uncontested scrums? All right.
The only man they've got left on the bench is Pekrishvili, a brief prop, but as you said, a tight head, and you've got to be
Captain.
a specialist
Captain.
for the other side of the scrum.
It's uncontested scrums. You want to go
that's
the
harsh for
uncontested?
Georgia.
All right, here we go.
Sorry, I'm talking about
Uncontested
nonsense.
is
It's Engels. Well,
And
Engels
he's a loose head.
He's a loose head. They need a tight head.
So that's why it's gone to uncontested scrums. And Coetzee is punished there. I think he actually stays quite straight there, but it's the scrum that whips around from Rendingle's side of the scrum on the loose head.
Yeah.
Uncontested scrums then, so George will have to do it some other way, but Gorgodze flips it to Kolishvili. Kolishvili, is he there?
Time off. Time off.
Oh, George.
Okay, as was I. All right. We're going to check for a forward pass, Sean, please.
Thank you, George.
So Sean Veldsman, you might be tuning in and saying we've played 9.5 minutes in the second half. We haven't. We're still in the first half here. And Sean Veldsman is looking, the TMO is looking for a forward pass here. Might be a try for Kolishvili. We will see.
I think he needs to look for a second movement as well.
And that might be given as a forward pass from Gorgodze. It's close. It's not really the angle to look at it from.
I think that pass is okay. You can see Gorgodze getting pushed back by Duplessis, all right, but
just give us a second.
Probably need to see another angle on it.
Half of all time. Sean, is that the best angle we have?
I'm with you, George. I don't think that's the best angle. Well,
no,
this is for the grounding, but George doesn't want to see that.
Okay, Georgie?
Yes, Sean.
The pass was forward.
Okay, no problem.
Wow.
The forward pass.
So Namibia have survived in terms of the scope, and this ageless first half eventually comes to an end. Just about 50 minutes on the clock. Namibia had survived. Georgia have not scored. Namibia leads 6 points to 0, but they are down to 13 men. Uncontested scrums. So many talking points. Somehow Namibia lead Georgia 6-0 at Sandy Park. Well, what a game we have had so far at Sandy Park in Exeter. One of the lowest scoring first halves of rugby, and certainly the longest first half in this World Cup, perhaps in the entire history of rugby union. 65 minutes all told it took for that first half to be played, and only 6 points in those 65 minutes, but the final 10 minutes was simply extraordinary as Georgia battered away on the Namibian line. Namibia down to 13 men. They will start without two props in the second half, in Larson and in Coetzee. They'll have uncontested scrums until they come back, and it was the uncontested scrums which saved Namibia at the end. And Georgia dominant, but Georgia couldn't get their pushover try, couldn't get their penalty try from a scrum so close to the line. So Gorgodze, Mamuka Gorgodze, this is Georgia's final game in this World Cup. They'll be playing with a real sense of fury and injustice in the second half. They want to finish with a win. They want the win that will give them third place in the pool to give them qualification, automatic qualification for the World Cup in Japan in 4 years' time. And they will start with a two-man advantage. There's a change at half-time. Lasha Lamidze, Bezier back rower is coming on for Georgia, so a bit of a change there. We did see Kolishvili was limping a bit, so I think Kolishvili has gone off the open side. But this is a huge half for Namibia as well. They're down to 13 men. They lead by 6 points. They've never led at half-time in a World Cup. They've never won a World Cup match. But this really has to be an astonishing performance over the next 40 minutes, but I think particularly over the next 10 minutes for Namibia. Jacques Burger, their inspirational captain, went off very early in the match, replaced by Ruan Kitsov, who played very well.
Say again, please. All right.
But Namibia have just 13 men on the field at the moment, and will have for the better part of 10 minutes. Well, actually, in fact, I think Larson will have not too much left in his sin binning to save, and it's gone well at the restart for Namibia. Wanivi gives it on to PJ Van Lille, his second row partner. And then back to Bootma, number 8, who's had a big game so far. Can't Namibia survive, though? They need to play a canny game over the next few minutes and try and get their sinners back on. Kvirikashvili. And straight out it goes. We're talking about Namibia playing a canny game. Once again, Georgia, as they did in the first half, making big mistakes. Straight out.
We're trying to figure out why Namibia are still in this game. They're in it because of work rate, passion, heart, all that stuff, but also because of Georgia's mistakes. They're silly errors. And they've started again the second half, and Kvirikashvili just under no pressure there, putting the ball straight out, outside his own 22. And this is why Namibia, you know, are leading at half-time, and it's just because of those errors and silly mistakes.
Beautiful line out for Namibia. And so they get the first chance to attack. Only 13 men, remember, carried on by Heinrich Smit. Plays for Northwest Uni, the Puka in South Africa. Carried in at close quarters. Johnny Redlinghays. Out it goes to PJ Van Lille. And into his opposite number, Nemzadze. Wide it goes from Kotze. And out to Darryl De La Harpe and on to Bootma. Good play by Namibia, making ground and eating up the clock as well. To Wanivi, and Chui Wanivi lays it back. Jantjes flings it wide. De La Harpe again. There is Redlinghays. And stripped and carried forward now by Mikhautadze. And so Namibia's promising attack comes to nothing. 2 minutes of those sin bins eaten up though, but all sorts of space out here now, and then another mistake by Georgia. There's the knock-on when they had a 4-on-1 overlap, and they are squandering chance after chance, Georgia.
Absolutely terrible from Georgia again. Huge numbers, big overlap. Nemzadze's pass there, or Brevgadze, just terrible pass up behind Nemzadze's ears. Trying to get it to the quick men out in the wing. It looked like they could have went length of the field there.
Come on, guys, the clock is still going.
Unfortunately, they've done it again.
That's Georgi Aptsiori coming on, and he's coming on for Chedlidze, who's been a real tower of strength on the wing.
You can see the pass here. It's got to be out in front. Across the body. Sharakadze waiting for the ball there.
He's been good, Alan, hasn't he, Chedlidze, the winger?
Fantastic player, very, very powerful. Plays for Eugene. Playing the back row as well, and he's only 22. That's the scary part.
So Georgi Aptsiori has come on, 21-year-old. Plays his there. They're uncontested scrums. It's not just really poor scrummaging technique. A little chip forward from Kotze for De La Harpe to chase, and Georgia have to be wise. This one, oh, it's loose, and it's scooped up eventually by Merab Kvirikashvili. That's a good clearing kick by the fullback. Bootma is there for Namibia. Into Teons Kotze. Kotze sends it high. It was Zirikashvili nearly getting to him, and then Georgia running into each other. But a wonderful take still from Lobzanidze, the young scrum half. So Kvirikashvili comes in to play scrum half and feed it to Malagoradze.
A little bit naive, I think, from Georgia there, kicking the ball. Namibia holding a couple of players back, and there's a lot of space on the outside if Malagoradze was to move that ball there.
They're not using there. I mean, you can see the yellow cards. They've got almost a full deck of yellow cards up there. Namibia still. They've got 2 men out, but Georgia are not taking advantage.
Lobzanidze does really well there. Mikhautadze reversing back. Here's the call, leaves it off. It's really well Lobzanidze to win that ball in the air.
So Georgia's line out, Bregvadze, who'll have watched anguished as Kilashvili, the blindside flanker, tried to throw into that line out towards the end of the first half and threw it about 20 yards offline. Lomidze, the replacement flanker, crashes into the challenge, and there's Gorgodze. I've seen 3 or 4 knock-ons from Gorgodze himself tonight. And that's 4.5 minutes now gone in the second half of this sin binning, the 2 sin binnings. They'll be coming back on soon. Namibia are surviving, because I can see Raul Larsson waiting to come back on.
It's unbelievable stuff, just simple little pass. Lobzanidze looking for the little wraparound, and Gorgodze just takes his eye off the ball there.
Wonderful deft touch, great athleticism from Gorgodze. That was the good, but the bad was to follow. And here we go, these uncontested scrums, because Namibia without 2 props, but one of them's about to return. So they'll be back to full scrums when Larsson comes back on. There's the replacement, Abtsiori. And he realises that he's going to have to chase that one down. Taken in by Krisander Botha, the fullback who plays here. His coach is alongside me, he's sitting here alongside me, commentating for local radio. Baxter is here.
Yeah, he just gets up too close to the touchline there and bundled across into in over that line much too easy. Had a lot of time and space there. Probably should have put the ball up in the air and chased and tried to contest it in the Georgian 22.
So Raul Larsson is back on, so Namibia back up to 14 men. And Bregvadze, the hooker for Georgia, just looking to hear the call. And Gorgodze there again. Good work by Lobzanidze under great pressure. Malagoradze and the Namibian defence leaping in there, and wide it goes to the winger Todua. And Todua, as he's taken down the wide side. Very well placed kick, and Yanchis has to get back there, but he'll be able to dot it down.
22.
And 2 men down injured, Krisander Botha and Todua. Todua getting Botha getting some ice on his calf.
It's better from Georgia. It just comes here, I think, just as he's kicking it. Smith makes the tackle. Clash between Botha and Todua. I think there was a bit of confusion. Did he actually touch the ball down? It doesn't really matter. He goes to touch it down, knocks it back, tries to pick it up, puts it out over, and it's a 22. But better from Georgia, better width in their game there.
But 7 minutes gone in the second half. Namibia will very shortly be back to 15 men. The replacement back row for Georgia. Lomidze, Bezier player. There's a bit of carrying again. Malagoradze, back it comes. And here is the hooker, Bregvadze gives it on to Kvinikashvili, and Kvinikashvili out in the open now. What pace he has, the fullback looking for Todua, but instead it goes to Krisander Botha. I'm not sure that pass was on. Krisander Botha was watching it all the way. That was a high tariff pass to give out to Todua.
Yeah, the pass was on. Great step from Kvinikashvili inside Funyasveld there. Good covering back from Botha. He's got to hold on to that ball again. It was never on to give that pass. Again, it breaks down with the final pass again from Georgia.
Can Georgia get a score on the board? Can they finally make this, well, it's now just a 1-man advantage pay?
I think if they get 1 score, it'll certainly settle them down, calm them down a little bit.
Come on, Frank! He's entitled to come
So
on.
Namibia not engaging there, and Zirikashvili gives it on to Lobzanidze, and then on through the blindside flanker Kilashvili, and Malagoradze is taken around the neck, and Botha there might well be off for 10 minutes again. Georgia though attacking, driving on. It's Gorgodze himself carries them up to within metres of the line. Then the replacement, Lomidze.
Advantage, Sean. You have a look at that high tackle for me, please.
And he's George Clancy asking his TMO to have a look at that high tackle. I think Botman might be in real trouble here, carried in by Nenzadze. Lobzanidze gives it to Gorgodze, and Gorgodze trying to drive on but goes no further.
Still advantage.
Hands getting in there, still advantage to Georgia. So scooped up by Lomidze and then laid back again. Kvinikashvili tries to step and jink his way through.
And away release.
Still advantage to Georgia. And again we stress Botma may be in trouble.
Counter up good there.
I think he's definitely in trouble.
Zidikashvili goes himself. After this passage of play, Namibia will have one man back on in Kutsea, but they may well lose another. Georgia looking for the first score. It must come now. Malagoradze gives it on to Tadua. There's so many men out wide for Georgia. Now it goes there. Gorgodze crashing on and scoring. Gorgodze has the try for Georgia. And further punishment may come now for Namibia. Innocent many for Burma, we'll see, but Georgia finally have the try from Mamuka Gorgodze.
Great determination from Gorgodze. Been pretty frustrated all night. Big carry there. He was never passing that ball. Great power, and that's what he's best at. Punch it through the line there. We can see he creeps around here.
It was a high tackle. We played the advantage.
Big hand comes through. Gets through Van Jansveld.
The yellow card has just been given to Ronaldo Botma, who had played so well at number 8, but that was foolish in the extreme. And just when they may have considered a try there, but they were about to get their full complement of players back, and they've just made things very difficult for themselves.
Yeah, and he's been one of the guys who's put in a lot of big tackles. They'll really miss both by going off, especially with Jack Berger gone early in the game as well. That score was coming for a long time, about 60 minutes, was it?
Merab Kvirikashvili to add the extra 2 points. The chase was good for the charge down there, but Kvirikashvili gets Georgia in front, and Namibia, you can see they suddenly get 2 yellow cards again.
And this is what the tackle is for. It's a left hand across Malagoradze's neck. I think it's okay to grab him going through, but especially when you pull the player back like that. It's the big hand of Gorgodze reaching through, getting through Smith, and Yanchi's there.
Well, if you'd said to Namibia 5 minutes before the end of the first half that they would be 10 minutes into the second and still 6-0 up, they would have very much taken that, and they were nearly back to their full 15 as well. So close, but suddenly they've got one of their players back on now, but Botma is off and they're down a point, so it gets harder and harder for Namibia.
You understand? Back to pushing now. No push. Okay.
Back to pushing now, Alan, which is not good news for Namibia.
Yeah, and they only have 7 forwards on the field now. I think they'd be well advised to bring in one of the backs. Even with 8 forwards, they've been under massive pressure all night.
Well, Namibia have achieved something in that they have they've equalled the World Cup record for the most number of yellows for a team, and there's still time to get to 4, but that's 3 yellow cards.
And they're all set up, all the backs. You can see them set up across the field here, but I think they'd be better advised to put one of those into the scrum. It's going to be very difficult to hold a Georgian scrum here.
Pushing.
Well, Georgia are a bit confused there, but a free kick to Namibia and carried in by Rowan Kitsov.
I think they have pushed the boundary a little bit there on a couple of scrums, going early, pushing early. They just get caught from there. Again, impatience from Georgia.
Kotze gives it on to Heinrich Schmidt. And it's stripped by Georgia, given on by Tadua. And carried by Kilashvili. And a little dummy boxed by nobody from Lamidze, but still with Georgia. And still got plenty of men out wide. There is the man mountain, Mikal Tadze. Gives it to the replacement wing, Abziori.
Leave it now, Blue. That's your ball. Look here. He's not touching it.
George Clancy telling Lobzanidze to get on with it. Malagoradze gives it to David Zidikashvili, his final international for the Clermont Tighthead. And here's Kvirikashvili, gives it to Gorgodze. And Gorgodze straight in and over and through Tinus du Plessis.
Back.
Georgia playing with a real purpose and speed now. Good little skip from Kacharova. Namibia just beginning to tire, working so hard with the man down, 2 men down at times. Good work by Duplessis and Raul Larson. And a penalty now to Georgia.
Good patience from Georgia there. That's what they've got to do. Build the phases. Duplessis not rolling away. I think it's unlucky in him because he didn't play the ball. It was just in the act of placing the ball back.
I hear you.
No thoughts at all of going for goal here from Gorgodze. Gives it to Kvinikashvili and says stick it in the corner.
You can see the carry from Brevgadze and double tackle with Raul Larson. It was just when Brevgadze was placing the ball. Duplessis is getting up off the ground and gives away the penalty.
You see Duplessis, man who was with Wasps, playing in his third World Cup. He's back playing in Namibia now with Wanderers, giving away the penalty there and giving Georgia this position. And works through Gorgodze at the back and carried on through the blind side. Kilashvili and through goes Malagoradze! And Lasha Malagoradze! The standoff scores and Georgia have 2 tries. And this game may be moving away from Namibia now. A long way to go, but Georgia playing so much better.
Brilliant support line from Malagoradze there when Kilashvili carries the ball off the back of Gorgodze winning the line out. He's a really physical out half who loves to carry the ball. See the ball is won here. Gets through Gorgodze and just cuts inside, and Malagoradze is on the shoulder. Brilliant offload by Kilashvili. Great try for Georgia.
It was coming for some time. It was just from whom, and it was Lasha Malagoradze, the Bannière fly half. Scores his 4th international try. And Georgia look at a different side. Well, I say a different side in the second half. It's just little things they had to fix in the first half because they were dominant without getting the points in the first half. But now they have the points, they have the conversion from Mera Kvinikashvili, and they have a 14-6 lead.
They're just holding on to the ball much better. Possession is key. They're building the phases. They're moving the Namibians around. He's a very powerful runner to Kilashvili. Malagoradze just on the shoulder, but Georgia holding on to the ball. Namibians 44 missed tackles. It's just way too many, and if they keep building those phases, Georgia, they're just finding the holes in the Namibian defence.
And they are still missing an influential man in Ronaldo Boutma, their number 8. Changes being made for Georgia. You saw Mamukashvili coming on more permanently now. He was on briefly in the first half. The Sale Sharks hooker going on for Brevgadze there. And also I saw scuttling on Levan Datanashvili. There he is in the blue scrum cap. He'll come on in the second row for Mikhautadze.
And that ball by Sinban has really hurt the Namibians, especially off that tail of the line when you're down a back row player on the defensive line.
So here is Malagoradze again. His confidence is up. He goes straight into Kitsov. And there's the replacement prop, Asishvili. Wanivi didn't like that. He went back in for a bit of a... He's felt that, Wanivi. He's down on one knee at the moment. There's Aptiori. Gives it on to the new man, Datanashvili. Georgia flying now. Deep pass. And out wide it comes. To Toduano, to Gorgodze. Gorgodze into touch just before he can get that away.
Stop. Okay.
And Tadua not pleased with something happening off the ball there.
A little bit of push and shoving. You can see Gorgodze just gets that bit close to the touchline. Philander does really well to track him on the outside. I just think he doesn't see where the touchline is there, and that's a mistake from Gorgodze. You can see him nodding the head in frustration there.
Prize for the Lilos of Georgia, their nickname. Comes from a game Lilo Bertie, which is a Georgian game.
Captain, please.
Which is similar to rugby. I do love the physical contact
Louis,
of rugby, Georgians, and
come on, guys.
Some might say that they're not too far
Hurry
away,
on.
as we see Boutma 2 minutes or 16 left in his swim. Not too far away from perhaps getting into the Six Nations, expanding that to 7. So Georgia always thinking about that, showcasing their game.
They've certainly shown in the games before tonight that they can compete, and that win over Tonga. I've heard their coach Milton Haig saying during the week that it would certainly help and improve the standard of these players if they're exposed to that Tier 1 competition of the Six Nations. A fantastic competition.
I said, how do sides get better if you can't get exposed to that level of competition? So it is certainly one to consider. Malagurati, little chip for himself and others to chase it. Bounces almost for Malagurati, but Tinas du Plessis gets it and kits off his captain. Wasn't quite wise to it.
Still the advantage.
Yeah, it's fine, so the referee didn't go forward. And off Kitsov's back and then carried on by Dillaha, but he loses it in contact, so Georgia will have the scrum.
Great opportunity for Namibia to go there, just hesitate a little bit. Du Plessis gets the turnover from the kick from Malagurati. Quick chance, quick play the ball, numbers on the outside, and just two pedestrian lateral across the field. And Lamidze turns it over.
3 and 7.
So 3 changes for Namibia, bringing on 17, 18, 19. That's Jaco Engels in the front row, Johannes Kutse back on in the front row, and Vian Conradi, who will play in the second row today. I think the
everywhere here.
University of Johannesburg player, just a youngster. So I see Vian Conradi might be honest. Tinas du Plessis has got a blood injury. And meanwhile, Ronaldo Botma is just about ready to come back on from his sin binning. Plenty for Phil Davis to think about. Just asking how many players he has left.
There's number 3.
There's Vian Conradi.
Number 3 there, look. Has the replacement
just his second cap. You can see he is young. Young he looks, 20 years old.
Oh yeah, thanks to. Can we just come back here? Mark is back here.
So Conradi is on temporarily, I think, for Tinas du Plessis.
Okay, straight.
Well, heading towards the final quarter of this match, and just 8 points in it. Bortman's about to come back on for Namibia. I see Raul Larson hobbling off there. He's replaced in the front row.
Let's go, Scrum.
Jack Berger alongside Damian Stevens, who is the youngest looking rugby player I've ever seen.
Crouch!
He's younger than Arwell Thomas. 20-year-old scrum half, 5'5".
Set!
And Georgia at their leisure drive that scrum forward, and that has to be a penalty again. George Clancy will say yes, there it is. Nothing in Namibia and all sorts of bother at the scrum, no matter who is in the front row.
Yeah, there's nothing they can do there. Just huge pressure coming through again from Georgia. Oh, Godse there smiling, happy that he's cider in front. I think a lot of frustration before half-time. He's called that, stay down the scrum, push it back, get the penalty, put it down the touchline, and let's go again.
So it will be Merab Birikashvili who sends it into touch, and I think Ronaldo Botma is about to come back on. So Namibia back to 15 men, which is a small mercy for them. When Botma went off, they were leading. So 8 points the difference, both sides back to a full complement, but the confidence that Georgia have gained now.
Stay to 15 now.
In great position here for Mamakashvili, replacement hooker, try and find his man. It's Godse again, and Malagurati gives it on to Sharikadze. He offloads to Kacharava. Centres combining, and the replacement back row Lamidze. There's Zirikashvili. Good strength from the man in his last international. Almost spilled, and it might well have been lost now.
Okay, advantage. Your advantage, your advantage.
And there is a Botma.
Advantage over.
Kicking well. It's a decent nudge for number 8, taking play inside the Georgian half.
Yeah, good kick from Botma. How they could have done it in for the last, last 10 or 15 minutes when they conceded those scores. Just too easy for Georgia now, and ball just broke down again. Good pressure, good defence from Namibia, hanging on there. They forced that turnover. I think it was Ashiashvili who lost the ball in contact, trying to spin around the tackle.
So Look at Namibia's best results previously in World Cups, and they had a good 2007 against Ireland. They only lost 32-17.
Ball.
Did you play Alan that day?
I remembered well. No, I didn't play, thankfully.
Look at Georgia here, just wandering forward, detaching then reattaching them all. It's a fine art in itself, and Namibia are all at sea. And Georgia have taken this forward fully 30 metres now. Still they go. This might be the biggest pushover try in rugby history. Towards the 22 they go now. And they have the advantage. Namibia fractured and broken and seemingly beaten now.
One scrum half.
Still just 8 points in it, but two very different sides. Lobzanidze, the scrum half.
Ruck. Counter up good. Stay here.
Still there for Kilashvili, who gives it on to the centre, Sharikadze. He's been a strong presence in the midfield for Georgia.
Very, very strong and physical, Sharikadze.
Well, given a bit of a standstill to replacement lock, Datanashvili.
Advantage over.
And Georgia no longer have the advantage, but look at the position they have. Little chip through for Gorgodze at the chase, but taken down beautifully. Great mark, an athletic mark called by Heinrich Schmidt. And Schmidt comes away with it. Doesn't find touch though, finds Todua, who will return it now for Georgia, skipping round. A few blue shirts. Relentless stuff from Georgia. There is Sharikadze again. Georgia beating down the Namibian defence time after time.
Turnover's good.
But this one's stolen by Namibia. And Eugene Jantjes kicks long. Todo waits once more. Has Kvilikashvili inside. Flings it wider than that. Onto Kacharava. Wave after wave of Georgian attack. Kvilikashvili gets the pass away just before he takes the hit. Lomidze has it.
Tackle!
But it's Vian Conradi wrestling with him for it.
No player, didn't go forward.
And a bit loose now from George. That's what we saw in the first half. But Sharikadze again tidies things up. Mamukashvili. Deep it comes to Maligoradze, try scorer, second try scorer for Georgia. Spill from Jantjes, but plenty of time for the scrum half. And everybody breathe now.
Credit to Namibia there. They got a few turnovers there. Kits off again, brilliant turnover. See him shooting out of the line there, making a big tackle on Maligoradze as well. Forcing him into kick.
Ollie Cox down the pitch side, and breathless passage of play, but a great atmosphere inside Sandy Park, Ollie.
Yeah, Andrew, it really is actually. The Namibians were the ones in the first half and into the second half, with the Georgians have come back in, and yeah, the atmosphere is really building nicely. The Namibians haven't given up by any stretch of the imagination, and there's lots of cheering on both sides. You see with the Exeter influence of their player in the side, there's a lot of Namibian fans here who are actually from Exeter and basically become Namibian fans for the night, but the Georgian fans are getting straight back into it. 6-14, and it's tight, but the fans are loving it.
And Georgia making a replacement as well, and Georgi Begadze coming on at scrum half. He's coming on for Lobzanidze. I think Lobzanidze has been very, very impressive again. You can see he's still just a boy, 18 years old, but a good talent for Georgia as well. They have so many good forwards, but seen some good stuff on their backs as well today, Alan.
In 15?
Yeah, they're two very direct centres, but really exciting scrum half. Lobzanidze loves to have a run with the ball. Good deliverer of the pass. 18 years of age, incredible achievement.
And Zilikashvili carrying for Georgia again. Backs to the wall for Namibia. 15 minutes to go, 8 points in it. And there is Lomidze again. This is
all back.
Again, merciless stuff from Georgia. Amazing that the lead is still only 8 points. They have the advantage here. And the advantage turns into the penalty. And it's going to be a shot at goal. Gorgodze says our lead is not quite enough yet. And also in the centre of field there, aren't enough to kick for the corners, but just take the 3 points.
Yeah, it's a surprise, and I think it's Conradre here. It just gets into the wrong side. You see his legs trapped over the ball there. Probably can't get out of there with the Georgian players coming in like that. But clear penalty. Surprising that Gorgodze is opted to go for the kick.
Well, we're about to have this kick. We're also about to have the youngest looking man in international rugby coming on, Damien Stevens, the 20-year-old scrum half for Namibia, 5'5". All 68 kilograms of him, 10 stone 10. He's not a monster, but we will have Merab Kvidikashvili kicking to extend Georgia's lead first of all. Through it sails, and Georgia with 3 more points on the board. Their lead is 11. And there is Damien Stevens. He's just a snack size for Gorgodze. Skillful player though, coming on for Eugene Jantjes.
Where is he? Just a second, please. Just a second, please. Sorry, just a second.
Stevens on at scrum half.
Number 19 coming off, yeah.
And
number 4.
I see that Tinus du Plessis is coming back on. He's wearing number 24 now. I think his previous shirt was blood-stained beyond all recognition, or they had to remove it for some reason, but he's been patched back up, as you can see. So he's come on in the back row. But he's actually coming back on instead for the second row, PJ Van Lille. So I think Vian Conradi will go into the second row. And
tackle, yep.
Du Plessis back on the flank. But 11 points the difference now. 12 minutes to go.
Ball.
I say 12 minutes, if it goes the same way as the first half, we could be here for another half hour. Georgia driving on now. Their forward power is endless. And the replacement scrum half, Georgi Begadze, sends it high. Nobody takes it. And then eventually it's taken down by Merab Sharikadze for Georgia.
He's fine, allowed to contest that.
And under all sorts of pressure, the scrum half. And then is that tackle from Botma? Okay, again, that's risky coming in on the winger.
He's up around the head again there with that tackle, swinging arm.
It's Apziori who felt that. And Botma is being a little bit foolish. Back it comes to Kvidikashvili. Teens Kotza. Nice offload and carried on well by Johannes Kutsea, and the prop forward seems to be bleeding as well. Showed good soft hands.
Hands on the ball. Advantage now, too late.
And Namibia have the penalty. So Wanibi looks disinterested. The penalty is coming for him, and it will arrive now. And if Namibia knock this over, it does make things a little bit interesting in the last 10 minutes.
I think they got to go into the corner with this, take a chance, go for the try.
Oh yes, a penalty would only bring them to within 8 points.
Shot at goals.
But no, they're going to take a shot
They
at goal.
wanted, yeah, okay. I just can't see him clawing it way back unless they score a try pretty soon. You can see the tackle here. Good carry from Kotsia. Mamukashvili just with the hands in there. Initially he was okay, and then just puts the hand out.
Did you think it was? Penalty try, maybe?
Yeah.
Hand is close, and he has that ability, and he has that habit of bringing that hand up very, very high. It's risky for him.
So Kotze, he gave Namibia a 6-0 lead early in this match. He really is one of the best kickers around, Kotze. And it's another 3 points for Namibia. 10 minutes to go in this match. They are back within 8 points. And Jacques Burger, who only lasted a few minutes in this match, applauds with the rest of the Namibian support.
10 minutes left now. They've got to try and hold on to some ball and just really go for it, Namibia.
What's up?
You see Kotze, we saw the blood tumbling from his forehead as he charged forward there, so he's off.
Wait, sorry, kicker.
He'll be back on, I'm sure, if they can get him patched
here
up in just a few minutes. So who will come back on for him?
He's not
well,
replaced.
Raul Larson looked as if he was struggling when he went off, so They are bringing on somebody else, but it's... well, see, they bring on the replacement hooker, Louis van der Vestes, and he's not on yet, so Namibia with 14 men and trying to attack through De La Harpe.
Brilliant tackle from Sharakadze there on De La Harpe. Stops the offload, the inside pass.
And then Butma showed good strength, but then spilled it, and so Namibia up against it again. So there's the replacement hooker, Louis van der Vestes, plays for the Leopards in South Africa.
Sorry, Tom, just come here to me a second, please.
And this is the tackle. He just stops that inside pass.
Yeah.
Right. Tags the ball. Brilliant technique there from Sharakadze.
Okay.
We're going to have uncontested scrums again because the tight head Katsea has gone off and they've been replaced by hooker. So Georgia will not be pleased with this, but there's the hooker. Because it's a hooker playing on the tight head.
Yeah,
there's a big frown from Zirakashvili.
Correct.
Roll Larson must be injured then when he went off.
He was hobbling off.
So he can't come back on. They don't have a tight head, so we've gone to uncontested scrums here. So this will actually give Namibia a chance for the rest of this.
Down the middle.
Whatever's left, 9 minutes in this game.
Picked up at the back by Gorgodze, a little flip inside to Lamidze and tries to get it onto his blind side, but
just as and the first is by
Conradi tries to come away, they'll be brought all the way back, and it'll be a Namibian scrum. And scrums basically are just a restart of the game. You know they're getting the ball.
It's a blood.
So Namibia don't have to worry about that anymore. They can focus their attentions on other things.
Silly call from Gorgodze there, just around the side of the scrum, I think. You know, they're not down a back row there, and he's just going for those inside passes, and ball is fumbling around. I think this should be just hitting Sharakadze up the middle, or Malagaradze. Both carried really well for Georgia today.
Tins Kotsa, little deft chip over the top. Sliding back well on it though was Kachara, the centre. Mamukashvili. That's well taken by Malagaradze on the half volley. Waiting for it is Krisander Botha. And wandering back for it is Lasha Lamidze. He's been quite busy since he came on the back row. Kicks like a back row, hideous slice. And bounces now for Tins Kotsa. Little flip inside to Butma, bounces off his man, and Butma battling his way on into the 22. Wanivi screaming for it on the right-hand wing, but Namibia still pouring in through the middle. Stevens gives it to Butma again, stepping his way into the challenge. Stevens can't quite get it away. Now it is with Namibia again. Driving up to within 5 meters. Namibia still believing. Jaco Engels.
Leave it.
Kvilikashvili, the fullback for Georgia, is down injured. Kitsov. He's claimed, swallowed up by Gorgodze. Stevens digs in quickly for it again. Left it goes. There are men out there for Namibia. Little skip from Kotsa. Tins Kotsa, did he get it down? Try, says George Clancy. Game on at Sandy Park. Namibia right back in it.
Tremendous try for Kotsa. Outstanding play from Namibia. First time they've held on to the ball, and that man Botma, huge carries, blowing people back off the ball. Conradra made a brilliant tackle as well. Great patience, and they put the width on the ball. And Kotsa at the end of it, fantastic try from Namibia.
That is a stylish way to become Namibia's all-time top point scorer, but what a part Botma played in that.
Well, it comes from a loose kick from Lamidze at the start, and then brilliant pass back inside. He comes around the corner then for another carry. Knocking Takishashvili back, and brilliant momentum going forward. Quick presentation of the ball. Brilliant pass from Smith there to Kotsa. That's the key. The pass takes him out there, but great presentation. Malagaradze just can't get to the ball. Fantastic finish from Kotsa.
Just briefly got the point of the ball down. as he was rolled over. And this is the reaction of Phil Davis. Seems a fairly happy man. Namibia have never won a World Cup match. This from Kotze to convert his own try. It's a big kick. And what a kick it is from Kotze. It reaches as well. It is a one-point game here in Exeter. 5 minutes to go. How Jack Berger would love to be back on that pitch. But what a finish we have in store.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff. You see this pass from Smith. Brilliant, brilliant pass out to the wide channel. I think Georgia have gone into safety mode the last 7 or 8 minutes. It started with that scrum with Gorgodze, looking for the inside pass, trying to see out the game, and there's always a danger when you do that. You maybe have just thrown caution to the wind.
So here we go. How's the restart? Taken down nicely by Philander and feeds Boatmel. What a presence he's been since he came back on from that sin binning. And Stevens gives it deep to Kotze. Siklori is on for Kirikashvili. We saw Kirikashvili was struggling, but the ball just doesn't quite bounce for Namibia. So Georgia come with it again. And the kick and the chase was from Siklori. Pass a little bit loose on. Quickly up on it, come Namibia, but can't quite get there. And Kacharova, the defence coming in from Johan Tromp is on for Namibia.
Use it! Real spring in their step now, the Namibians.
Malagaradze scored the second try for Georgia. Things look very different now. Lovely little half trap by Philander, gives it infield, and Kotze, there's huge acres of space there. Just a little bit too close perhaps to Siklori, who has time and does well, but kept in play. And this is Johan Trump on for De La Hart. 3 minutes to go. 1 point in it here at Sandy Park. Kotze, crossfield kick, and it's Boatman chasing that down. But eventually Todua comes away with it. And still play goes on. Krisander Botha, the extra Chiefs man, hammering his way on. Namibia looking for their first ever World Cup win. Georgia trying desperately to hold on for their victory, which would give them automatic qualification for Japan. Tains Kotze onto the hooker Van Jaarsveld. Penalty though to Georgia. See that? And Mamuka Gorgodze says, calm down, slow things down, take a breath.
Georgia mighty relieved with that. That man Botha just comes off his feet. Great finish to this game. Namibia just growing in confidence.
And number 16.
Kotze possibly had an opportunity for a drop goal there. It's the carry from Van Jaarsveld. You could just see Botha straight off his feet there. They'll be mighty relieved with that, Georgia.
Time on.
So Malagaradze to clear for touch. 2 minutes to go. And a look at the stats again in Georgia. Meters made 550 gate. Well, it's still advantage Georgia certainly, but in the last 10 minutes,
Nice big gap now, Blue.
Namibia have been flying.
We'll give you time. Nice big gap, please.
And Georgia now go into go slow mode. And once again, another great atmosphere. That man doesn't enjoy having the flag waved in his face. That is very bad dancing, but we can forgive him because Namibia is so close. Just over a minute to go. Taken down by Datanashvili. Georgia go back to what they know, back into the security of the forwards. Just a minute remaining. And Namibia have to stand firm here. Try and halt this ball somehow. But again, Georgia come. They're looking for the penalty here. How can Namibia stop this? Kilashvili hanging it at the back.
Sharakan's in there as well. A couple more of the backs have joined. They're not going to take it out of this maul.
All the way to the fringes of the 22 they come. Near enough, the final passage of play. Damien Stevens, the scrum half for Namibia, calling for help on the blind side, but still Georgia come. Now driven on by Sharikadze. Lelos, Lelos is the cry for the Georgians. The Georgian fans.
Advantage in the side and off his feet.
And there is the advantage to Georgia. The victory will be theirs. 10 seconds to go. Drop goal attempt. It is from Malagaradze. It will be their penalty anyway. And the clock is red. That might be enough, says George Clancy. He looks and he waves his arm and blows his whistle and brings to an end a pulsating match at Sandy Park. It is victory for Georgia. They're second. They have qualified for the next World Cup. What a game Namibia have given them. Final game for the likes of Zidikashvili, who says farewell to international rugby. But Georgia, led superbly as ever by Mamuka Gorgodze, have won. They have won by a single point.
Yeah, deserving winners. They're the most dominant team all night. Very, very strong and physical. Scrum was dominant. Gainline carries and meters made. A lot of missed tackles from the Namibians. They fought back so bravely. They were hanging on for dear life for long periods of that game. To bring it back and be in a position to possibly win the game in the end was incredible. But Georgia mightily relieved to get the victory and qualify for the 2019 World Cup.
Great entertainment. No first win at the Rugby World Cup for Namibia. They still have one more game to go. They will play Argentina on Sunday in Leicester. Just 4 days between the games for Namibia. That'll be hard for them to face Argentina in Leicester in 4 days' time. We saw Jacques Burger, who played very little part in this game, just an interested observer after his early concussion. But Namibia, under their standing captain there, Kitsov, came on, unable to do it. Mamuka Gorgodze. Well, they have their 2 wins. They have their qualification for Japan in 4 years' time. They thought they might have won by a more handsome margin tonight, but what entertainment, what rich entertainment here at Sandy Park.
Mamuka, not your best game, but you came third in the pool, and that's what means you qualify for the World Cup.
Yes, it not was our best game, but we are very happy because the first time in our history, the Georgia and Namibia, we are straight qualified for 2019.
Lots of chances tonight, but you just didn't quite come off in the end. Lots of opportunities to score, but it just didn't quite work for you tonight.
There you go again.
Lots of opportunities to score, but it didn't quite work.
Yes, we have a lot of opportunity, but sometimes there is days like this, you cannot realize your chances. But more important that we win this game, and we are very happy.
Thank you very much and congratulations.